In the video today, what I want to talk about is the importance of maintenance. I want my customers to understand that the way they maintain their bike is it directly affects the way the bike runs and the overall life of the engine. So what I want to cover today is some of the it's still kind of some of the basics, but I want to explain number one, the importance of the air filter. I know one of the pre-ride checklist video kind of talked about the air filter, but in this I want to get into a little more depth. One of the things that most people don't realize is that anything that goes in that gets past the air filter is going into the engine. On a two-stroke, the importance there is the air and fuel mixture, basically everything that goes in through the air filter is going straight into the crankcase of the engine. And the problem that you run into there is you've got the crankshaft, you've got the crank bearings, the rod bearings. So not only is it going to ruin the cylinder, the piston, the rings, but you're also going to do some damage to the bottom end. So really doing the proper air filter maintenance is really important on the two-strokes. On your four-strokes, what you're going to see when you get dirt through the air filter and into the engine, you're going to wear out your intake valves. The four-stroke bikes, you're talking a major expense. When it gets into there, you're also going to wear out pistons and rings. It doesn't really affect the bottom end as much on a four-stroke. If you're getting a little bit of blow-by the rings, you're getting combustion. Whatever's in the combustion chamber is actually getting a little bit of that past the rings. And so at that point you'll start taking in dirt in the bottom end of the engine. But really the air filter, that's one of the keys in getting good life out of an engine and good performance. So what we're going to do is, I'm not really going to discuss air filter maintenance in this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what can happen if you don't properly maintain the air filter. This is something that I haven't tried this test yet. So this is completely kind of on the fly. So I just want to see how this works out, and hopefully you'll learn something from it, and hopefully it'll make you realize the importance of your air filter maintenance. So let's get into it, and hopefully we're going to teach you a little something today. Okay, what we have here is basically I'm using a piece of plexiglass. I've got a piston. This is a used piston. What we're going to do with this is I've actually polished out the skirt of the piston. So what I'm going to do is with a little bit of two-stroke oil, what we use in our bikes is the Klotz R50. What I'm going to do with that is one area I'm going to put just a two-stroke oil. We're going to run the piston kind of back and forth on that to sort of simulate it running up and down on the cylinder wall. What I've got here is, this is actually some dirt that I have pulled off of our own track. As you can see, hopefully you can see this on the video, this is basically, this is a real fine powdery dust. We've got a section on the track that it's kind of hard packed, but after you ride it, this stuff is almost like baby powder. So this is going to be a really good example of the kind of dirt that the kind of dust is really fine dust that if your filter is not properly maintained, this dust is going to get through your filter and into the engine. Okay, what we've got right here is I have actually put on the plexiglass, I've put just plain, this is the Klotz R50 on this side. That's what we run in our bikes, and this is Klotz R50, but I've mixed in some of the dust that I've collected off of our track. Now this is really exaggerated, but the thing you got to remember is, these engines, they're turning 10, 11, 12,000 RPM, so it doesn't take but just a little bit of dust getting in these engines to really do a lot of damage. So what I've got here, here's our piston. This thing, you can see it's been polished out. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set it on the side with the oil, and we're going to run this thing up and down. I'm putting some pressure on it. we're going to run it up and down, and just to get an idea. With the plexiglass, it's really slick, which simulates the cylinder wall. Generally the cylinder wall in these things are they're really slick also. So we've run it up and down for just a minute or two. What I'm going to do is wipe the oil off, and now you see here, basically what you're seeing is we've got a slight, just a really small spot right here that I wouldn't call that scuffed. You can't really feel it, but and, you know, you can see that it's been run up and down, and hopefully, you know, that gives you an idea. Now that was just the two-stroke oil. Next we're going to do the other side of the piston, and you can see this side of the piston is same as the other. It's polished out. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it in the other side now. And we're going to do it, you know, basically like I did. Now I hope you can hear this on the video. Completely different sound from the side that just had the oil on it. And this is basically what's going on inside your engine. Alright, I don't think I even did it quite as long on this side. Okay, now I hope you can really see this, because this is a good indication of what goes on inside your engine. Like I say, it's really exaggerated because you're not going to get this much dirt. I mean, unless you just don't have the air filter on, you're not going to get this much dirt going through the engine at one time. But as you can see right here, this is quite a big difference. This is the side with the dirt in it, and then this is the side with the oil, you know, just the oil on it. Very, very big difference, and this is what's going on if you're getting any dirt at all inside your engine. So again, I mean, this is just you know, this is something that, like I say, it's so important. One of the things that I definitely recommend is every time the bike's ridden, make sure it's got a clean, well-oiled filter on it. You don't want to over-oil the filter, because the engine will actually it could suck some of the oil in. On a four-stroke, what that does is it can gum up the valves a little bit. So you want to be really careful there. But you know, like I say, the air filter maintenance, that's the key to the life of your engine. One of the other things on a four-stroke engine, the engine oil, keeping the engine oil clean. Some guys will actually, you know, they'll run an expensive synthetic motorcycle oil. They feel like because they're paying so much money for the oil that it's really going to last. And you know, sometimes guys will actually run the oil too long, and what happens there is it's not so much the oil breaking down, but when you run a really good high quality synthetic oil, you're still going to get particulates in it from the clutch and from the transmission. So really the only exception there would be on the Hondas, where they have a separate engine oil and a separate transmission or gear oil. So that's a really important part of your maintenance, is to keep your air filter clean, to keep your oil changed and keep it clean. And you know, if you expect to get any kind of life out of your engine at all, and you expect it to perform for a long time, then you know, really air filter maintenance and your oil changes is really, really important.